Kevin, for both you and Paul, you guys had said you expected this to be an emotional night, but how would you describe the way that things played out here this evening?
This is over the top. Doc had hit us 2 days ago or something. And I think I had some reporters ask me about, what was the expectations coming back here before the Dallas game, and I didn't want to be thinking about things while I had another game to play. And this was just the one word that comes to mind is just unbelievable. I didn't expect anything like that, for myself. Shows the first class, shows the type of organization that this is and the appreciation of the organization for you. And I couldn't put it into words. Paul and I was joking before the game, who was going to tear up and drop a tear. And, I had lumps in my throat, and I kept it under control. And I tried to focus as much as I could on the game and not take away from it. But, man, this was over the top. I couldn't put that into words.
I was telling Kevin, I was telling everybody, this is the toughest game I ever had to play.
Right.
Tougher than any championship game, any Game 7.
Right.
This game was just so hard to really just focus and really concentrate on what was at hand. At the end of the day, we had a game to play, but it was so hard to really focus. I saw so many friends, so many people I've known for years. Ugly cornbread Maxwell back there, my man. It was just hard to really get into, a routine. You have a routine when you come and you get ready for a game, and it just never settled in. You just thought about the times, the friendships, the relationships. It was just, then you get showered with love throughout the whole game. You look up, you see so many Kevin jerseys, my jerseys, so many posters. And it's every second you're on the bench, every second during the game, people are calling your name. It was really tough for me to focus today. I'm happy we got it over with, and I can go back to playing basketball now.
Kevin, can you just tell us what you did when you stole the ball from picked off Rondo's pass there?
Well, I knew they was trying to run a pick and roll, and Rondo was trying to get a three. I knew they needed a three at that point. Just played the passing lane. It took me 2 days to get the layup up. Thought I was going to get caught there for a minute, but I got a steal. I put the ball in front of me and got a layup. Like Paul said, I'm glad we came in here and got a win. A lot of distractions, but it was a good distraction. It just felt good to be showered and for the city to show the appreciation. Nonetheless, the organization, man, is you give yourself. And people always say that players you can be too loyal. I don't believe that. I really believe like a city like Boston is worth it. and tonight's just the epitome of all that.
For both of you guys, from the time you arrived here, what was your time here like, just in terms of seeing people, maybe bumping into people on the street, that sort of thing?
We didn't really bump into anybody in the street, but we had a chance to go have dinner with Rondo last night, just talk to him, about his situation here and things we went through. We were in his situation before, so it was good to see him, to really, that's pretty much the only guy we had a chance to see. Other than that, I just tried to really focus and get back into the hotel and try to get some rest, and couldn't think about nothing but today, really.
Right.
It was even hard for me to sleep. Just laying in a downtown hotel in Boston when I'm used to being in my house, getting into the arena, coming through the backside, making a left instead of a right. Just everything was so different, and it was great though. It was great to be here.
Hey, Kevin, can you just describe what that was like for you?
To kind of concur with Paul said, it really didn't hit me until I got to see Ed Lacerte, Jeff Twist. I got to see all the guys who made our stay worth it. Phil Lynch, Johnny Joe, all those guys, Vladimir Shulman, Brian Dew, all those, the guys that people really don't know but make this whole thing go around. You see like Paul said, man, you see the endless friendships as you walk through the place, the security guards, the ball boys, everybody, man, that shows the appreciation, man. It was by far the hardest day that I've had to focus. This is bigger than Minnesota. Even when I went back to Minnesota, it wasn't like this.
Hey guys, for each of you, while those videos were playing, for each of you, what was going through your minds? You know, what were the thoughts that were running through your head at those individual times?
Just all the great moments.
Right.
I mean, from on the court to off the court, just all the great moments. That's all you can think of. You know, that's pretty much what the videos kind of like showed. I mean, just everything that just me being in the community, the difference I was able to make, not only on the court but in the community. And you build so much, you know, not only in the court but like in the community. You know, I have relationships with organizations in the community that I've built. I've been able to change different lives, be an inspiration in this community. And a lot of that just you thought about. You know, I've seen a lot of the kids I've brought to games. You know, and that's what I think matters the most to me. Just the lives you can change. You know, the basketball is great, and understanding you're a role model. And it made me think of that, just being an inspiration in the community here.
And how did this atmosphere tonight compare to, say, a playoff game? Or, you know, how would you guys compare it to, you know, some of the biggest moments that you guys have had in this building?
This is not even close. This is not even close. The impact of people and how much you've impacted their lives as not just kids but grown-ups. Just the culture here, you know, you come here, the first thing Jeff Twist tells you, he takes you through the library, which shows you all the history here. You feel that responsibility, and to come back here and be showered like this, it's not even close. Not even close.
Paul, I know you watched the videos that was happening. Did you notice afterwards when they flashed to the women in the crowd holding your jersey and crying?
I did notice that. I mean, it was tough. It was tough for me to swallow. I was probably about 5 seconds from shedding.
Right.
I was 5 seconds. I admit to it.
What
but
was it, right here? It's all good.
You know,
though, right?
It's no words that could really describe just the shower of love here. And
thought we was going to see Gino.
That's probably the one thing.
Thought they was going to show Gino.
The one last thing we didn't get to see that we missed was
Gino.
probably seeing
Maybe y'all send us some Gino,
They
man.
did. You were pointing to him on the video at the end. They showed you
Really?
pointing to him.
Hey, you know what? First off, I looked up and then I had to compose myself before I looked back up. That's why I kind of put my head down, threw my towel on. But I thought Gino was going to get cracking. Yeah.
Oh man,
Should have asked Rondo. Rondo, get him to throw some Gino up tomorrow. It was all good. It's a good homecoming though, man. Seriously, man.
That's probably the only thing that wasn't on the video, Gino, right?
Yeah, no Gino.
Should have had Gino.
Should have had Gino.
We missed Gino.
We missed Gino. Should have worn my Gino shirt.
I'm trying. Paul, I know it's been very difficult for you to move on from this. And I don't know, after today, are you able to move on, or do you realize that maybe it's impossible for you guys to move on? Which is it?
You know what? I think about it, and I think as long as I'm in the league, it's going to be tough because I know I'm going to have to come back to the Boston Garden. You know, it is what it is. When you put so much time and energy in one spot, and then when you come back, it's always going to be memories, and there's nothing you can pretty much escape. So as long as I'm able to come back to the Boston Garden and play games, as long as I'm in the NBA, it'll be tough to put it behind me.
Kevin, same question.
Yeah, I concur. Same thing, man. But it's all to me is like an example of how people feel about us. You know, the times we were here, the guys who were here. You know, we just seen Baby. I think a couple of weeks. I think the New Year we saw Perk. Obviously, we got to see Doc, and you know some of the guys are still around. And I mean, even when you see them, those memories, remembering that culture, remember that hard work, what was invested in, what we've created here throughout the 6 years that I was here. It's always going to be what it is. I think we will always bleed green as long as we're playing basketball, as long as we're living, even when they bury us 6 feet. It's just what it's going to be.
Kevin, Paul, for both of you guys, considering how well you both know Rondo and now kind of seeing it from the other side, what's your take on his ability to lead this team through this Celtics team through some kind of lean times here?
I think he's ready now. I mean, Rondo is mature. He understood what was coming. and I think he's ready. Before he had me and Kevin to lean on, and now he's the guy. He's the captain. He's who everybody looks to for leadership, and I think he's ready. He's grown. He's matured. He's seen the bottom. He's seen the top, and he got to understand that this is his team to lead through good and through bad, and I think he understands that, and he's ready for that role, and he's ready to deal with it. Just a special thank you through my bad times, through my immature times, through my growing up, becoming a man in this city, to winning the championship, and everybody sticking with me, staying behind me. I would just like to tell them thank you.
Hey, Kevin, just going back to the video montage for you. When they showed that on the board, somebody you try not to watch that. What about that moment for you? And they played the Anything's Possible interview. You kind of pumped your fist at that point. What was that moment like for you?
It was just it was an emotional moment that I just kind of went back and kind of reflected on it myself. When we all got together, a lot of people didn't think that the first year we could do what we did, and I think before everybody started getting together and making their teams, stacking their teams, I think I like to say that we was the first to initiate that, and we had a lot of pressure on us. And as I sat back and I looked at the video, I thought about how much work was invested in that. To this day, we talk about how big Doc Rivers was for us, just from a growth of not just player, but from a human being and a young man perspective of everybody that he coached. And I don't know, I'm just appreciative of the time. And throughout the timeline, man, you think about those moments and you reflect. And that's what the fist pump was, man. I had some great times in here. Like Paul said, we had obviously some dismal times, but none that overshadows the good. It's a great time here in Boston.
What has it meant to you guys to be able to go on this journey to Brooklyn and back here together, that you have each other to do it together?
I think for me, it's just made the transition so much easier. Just, not only being my teammate, but being my friend. It just, it makes things more comfortable. When you go to a different place and, everything's foreign to you and you go by yourself, it's a little difficult. But when you have somebody to go with you that that you can be with, that you help you understand it with you, it makes the transition a lot better, a little bit easier to walk, and wouldn't trade anything for anything in the world, just to have, what I like to call, even though we're the same age, he's like a big brother to me.
I am a big brother.
It's like just having a big brother with you and going through the journey.
Right.
We've known each other since high school, and we have so many stories with each other together, and if it's going to end, if our ride is going to end here in Brooklyn, I wouldn't want it to be with nobody else.
Kevin, the one thing you did say the other day was just that some things are forever.
Right.
What's that concept of forever? Like, what's that mean to you? Is it you're thinking, for yourself, just in the big picture?
As far as you're speaking on how it relates to here?
Yeah, you said to reflect on your time in Boston, you said some things are forever.
That's what I mean. When you look at the body of work that we've done 6 years I was here, no one can ever take that away from us. That was our era. That's what we embedded in history, and that's forever. And we take that to our grave with. That's what it's going to be.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Boston.